Anyone Can Cook and WWF have a collaborative partnership in a home sustainable cooking series called Kawali-Kasan. It is our hope and intent to be able to communicate, to educate, and to raise funds and awareness for the food bank and to help those in Donsol, Sorsogon. We would like to appeal to the audience to please support the Kawali-Kasan episode, which is a home sustainable series that is done in partnership with WWF and Anyone Can Cook. Here are ways to donate. Please log on to bit.ly/KateWWF to further feed those in the food bank, as we have fed 87,000 people so far, and we would like to continue feeding. Thank you for all your support. Welcome to another episode of Anyone Can Cook. We're so excited because it is an entirely new season of Living Life Well. In partnership with WWF and their Sustainable Dining Series, we bring you life on a plate. La vida loca, la dolce vita. And when we talk about this, we're talking about living life well in health. So the amazing thing is you can all do this in your home with certain spices, food sourcing, container gardening, eating fresh, and learning all these small little attributes that enter you into a world of freshness and guarantees you a lifetime of health. So we are going to do so many local ingredients cooked up, done to the Latin design, to the Latin earthiness, to the Spanish saltiness, to all these unique little flavors bursting your mouth, from small little pick-me-ups to a whole main course meal. So we're so excited for the 8 episodes about to unravel and about to awaken your world on container gardening, on food sourcing, on all these material recovery units in your home, to reusing, recycling, all of that, and the things that you didn't know, didn't get taught. But now we're going to show you how this all works to make your home, no matter what size, a brighter and smarter all throughout, to make you wise. Well, here in front of me are a few of my favorite things, and this got dropped off today from the farmers, from local sources. Remember, always choose local, because when you choose local, you're helping others help what you do, and also you support them. So it's like the systemic cycle of a unique change that feeds itself. So today we are doing plátano, we are doing tostones, and tostones, it's just like a Latin word for a unique cooking format of the banana. You can find these bananas, and the locals will cook it many other ways, and I have 7,000 different ways of cooking a banana to show you, but we have chosen 4 cool ways of cooking it: the mariquita way, the tostones way, the plátano way, cooked with shrimp. So all the base of a banana. And this recipe is also plant-based, and that you can munch on in the afternoon. You can use as a side dish, or you can use as a main dish, and you'll see how many different variations take at different levels and chapters together. So I'm going to introduce my ingredients. I have, of course, the banana, and you can find them anywhere, from your local grocery store to your mountainside to your rooftop little farmer. You find them everywhere in Cebu. And then I have some seasonal avocado, and that we're gonna make a chimichurri with a salsa dip. So special. But mind you, my method of cooking a banana is so different from your method of cooking the banana. So come follow me in the kitchen as we journey towards the plátano, we journey towards the mariquita, we journey towards the tostones, and in the final effort, this got dropped off, this beautiful fruit. And this fruit is not found anywhere. It's so unique, and it is called a jackfruit. Jackfruit. Not from the jackfruit family, cannot be eaten raw, but the highest form of nutrients lycopene to counter cancer. So we are on this road to resilience and wellness and living life with exuberance, with energy, with color. And all these things get consolidated in our food. So you are gonna see a resurgence of new varieties of dishes and new learnings and new techniques that you might just be a tad curious how this is executed. So come on, come journey with me in the kitchen. So the first thing you will need, we're gonna do the tostones. And tostones means almost like a crisp banana, but twice fried, little bit on the savory side, which is why we're using the green banana. You don't wait for them to ripen, so you take the green banana, and the method is, because it's very tardy and it's hard to take out from its shell. So what I do is, instead of peeling it, I cut it in 2 inches. Do you see that? I cut it 1.5 to 2 inches. And as soon as you hit that mark, kind of like get it into the peel. You get into the peel and you take it out because it's just naughty in the mouth. See, you take it and you get 2 inches. And it's a little starchy. And you know, these bananas are so amazing because they're like the new leather in this day and age of sustainability. And what I do with the skin of the bananas is I dehydrate it and I use it as pliable to let food rest, or let food rest in the mat. You know what I mean? So if you take that and you dehydrate that holds its shape, and use it for many other creative things you do with cooking. Quite interesting what has come out in the food world with sustainability and container gardening, or even like plant-based diets. They use it, believe me, they use it, the skins. So I'm just gonna chop that and do that to all the bananas. So if you want to go in the lazy version of making this thing, and there is a lazy version, you don't take out the skin. And it's still on its own as you cook it. Comes off anyway. But I like to take out the skin because it saves me, I use the skin of the banana on a second recycle. Yep, I recycle them. So I'm gonna show you 2 ways, one skin with one without. So I have a pot, which you find here, and that's supposed to be heated up. And I'm just to give that some time. I'm gonna take maybe 6 of this plátano tostones. Right there. So I'm gonna take the skin, come follow me. I'm going to head to the dehydrator and turn that on. And I'm going to let it sit. And that dehydrates for 10 hours, 12 hours, and let it sit overnight. And you'll see where I'm going with this later in our lives and when it finishes. It sits out there and you just let it sit. So I have a pot of like oil or olive oil is possible too. And I let the bananas drop. And remind you that these bananas are quite thick. You want to have the skinned ones on one side and the non-skinned one on one side, because you'll see the effects of change in this method of cooking. So all is about presentation, right? So these ends I'm just gonna unskin. And if you'll see that, you get a frying delivery to this. Remind you that these bananas are actually tardy. So they're very bitey and grainy and almost like a saba, but not quite. Starchy and not sweet, which is why I love them. I like my sweet. There are days where I like my sweet, but I'm gonna reveal something. I'm a banana fanatic. I love bananas. I can have them fried, toasted, boiled, you know, and they're so healthy and so low in calories that, gosh, I can tell you so many stories on banana and the things I can do with them. So now I'm taking the other banana and I'm gonna do the tostones version. And tostones is basically getting them so thin almost like a chip. And they're done by the Cubans, they're done by the Latinos, they're done in Miami, and I almost died having to eat in Puerto Salud. Oh gosh, and the music and the earth and the fire and the sizzle of life, like La Dolce Vita, and everyone's just jamming there and dancing. Amazing, amazing. So these are the mariquitas. And you know, it's all about presentation and flair and flavor and whatnot. So, you look at them. These are how you do the mariquitas, and we have the tostones. And we're ready to go. I think I want to get more of the mariquitas. It's like the earthen chip, you know, and the thing there, to use an oil that doesn't seep through completely, and a healthy kind of oil. So sometimes I'd use avocado oil, sometimes I'd use sunflower oil, or, you know, everyone can find their vegetable oil, which is good, palm oil, but I like to choose the more refined oil so that it's healthier. Because you're just really doing a quick fry. You're not deep frying, you're just doing a quick fry. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Whoops. And when we check in it, this is gonna take a while because it's thick, right? You just wanna make sure you're not toasting it super, super, super brown. In the same pot, I'm going to share the one with skin and the one without. And right away, you will find all of this shared in that pan. And we will close it up. So while we're at that, I'm gonna take this corn that we have, and they're so cute. They're like baby corns from the local growers, and you bite into them. Because they're the local maize, they're quite chewy, so I'm going to continue them on a second dip, second phase of their life, if you want to call. So I'm going to and you see I've got them whole in its form. So healthy and fresh. And I love the artisan color of this local corn. And I'm gonna put that on a mortar and pestle. See how beautiful is that? And you take the corn and you can really slice it down. And you just got to be careful because it's gone through its first cooking stage. And I got 2 colors of the corn right there. And if you look through the corn, what you'll see, it's got 2 segments of colors and finesse, and it's in there like beautiful whole corn kernels. While we're in this phase, I'm gonna grab an avocado because we're making the salsa for the tostones and we're making the salsa for all of that. I can smell something aromatic, so I'm just gonna check. And it's on fire. Turn around. That one's blackened. See, you have to constantly check on the capacity of heat because with doing this, the redistribution of heat is unpredictable. And of course, there's some that's going to cook longer and there's going to be some that cook quite faster. So you'd like to take it where it is right then and there. And this is the part that you're gonna see where you want to go in this phase. So I would like to, because I know that the thin ones are gonna be the first ones to cook thoroughly. While we're in this phase, you need, this is the shortcut version, you need a can that you can somehow double flatten. So I'm going to give you an example. You take one, take this, and you take the can, and because you need to wait and you need to flatten it almost like a round. So they call this, wow, tostones, because when you do this, it just like takes the shape of a coin. So grand, crispy. You see where I'm going? The shape of the can is the one creating the beautiful mess of a shape. So flat. So easy. Get that in there. And you know, when I do this, the reason why you use the can, because this banana is hard to break. Okay, see? When you do that, you get the form immediately. And this, my friends, is the secret to the good life. The secret to La Dolce Vita. And it's quite therapeutic again when you do that and you just drop it. Look at that. Look at that. How beautiful. It looks like one big banana coin. And it's not a fritter. Nope. You're like, this is called tostones. Tostones, you know, it's heavy. And it brings out the good life. It brings out character. And everyone in Mexico or everyone in the Latin region will agree with me. There's so much spice in life. So much. Okay, so you'll find, ooh, that was hard. You'll find I just squeezed out the one with the skin, and look at that. Do you like it with skin? The character that forms with the skin? Very unique and hybrid. So that's gonna go in, one with the skin, one without. And you decide, because we're gonna all flavor that differently as it comes out. How beautiful is that? So it just pan fries and hardens and crisp and golden crisp in that format. I bet you when you saw it, I dropped it, and you must have been like, what is she doing? Yep, what are we doing? And voila, turn that around. And pockets of explosion, just like that. How it looks with the skin, beautiful. Very organic, very modified, very rustic, earthy goodness, local sourcing, imaginative methods of cooking. You use a can, as simple as that, use a can. Voila. Just golden goodness. So I'm just gonna try to get them even together. So remember, we have the chip, and then we have the tostones. Okay? So while we're at that, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna clean up my space. And I'm gonna show you the avocado guacamole with the corn. And some avocados you'll get lucky, some you won't. So I'm just gonna open up a few because I wanna select the avocado that's going to be the one. Yep, I think this is our avocado. Green, a little bit on an extreme creamy side. So I'm gonna take the creamy avocado and the one that's a little bit dry, and you will merge them. And you scoop it out, just like that. Take out the skin on the other half. At the same time, keep your eye on that sizzle. Beautiful, creamy goodness, reveling. So while you're at it, let's check on the tostada. And the tostones, see, some is browning more than it should. And I'm liking how the ones with the skin is creating such a beautiful depth in texture, depth and flavor. Also, it's changing as it hits the fire. And then this is the part, where you add a little bit of salt. And a little bit of, I'm going to add some cumin on the one with the skin, so there's a differentiation. But because they're all in there together, I'm just going to make sure to segregate so that we can have two different flavors and two different layers. Tostones, double pounded, double the flavor and double the uniqueness of crunch. And while we're at that, we're going to separate the ones with the skin. So this is where you add a little bit of the cumin spice. To give it a nice kick. Wow. Oh, it smells so fragrant with the cumin, so beautiful. And look at that. I'm even cooking the skin, it's smelling so good, so defined. So I'm gonna take that with the skin out. If you look at that, that texture is nothing that you've seen before in any Filipino method of cooking. It's because we're bringing in culture, we're bringing in Latin roots. You'll see where I'm going with this very soon. So let's focus on this and to crisp this with creating the salsa. So we have the corn in here. I got some lemon squeeze, wedges, put it in there and you squeeze it in. Very easy. You get your lime, which is right here, and you're gonna take only the skins of the lime. Skins of the lime. And you get it in there to yield it all. I'm finding that my bowl is too small, so what I'm gonna do, the corn, avocado, lemon, and you get them in there and you mash it together. And there's something to be said about doing all these flavors in yield. And then you get some cilantro. You can get some red bell peppers in there if you wanted to. Just beautiful flavors together. And you take all the bits out. I like to come and pound it together just like that. put in some salt. The other half of the section of lime. Get in there. Throw in there, and you already know you have a winning snack, to be honest. And I'm gonna still take it to another partnership here as we begin this plating assembly of the tostones, mariquitas. Right there, we assemble two, and you look at that, it's got skin, and you eat that skin. That's the one with the cumin spice. And then we get the plain tostones. Beautiful round pockets of everything, and then you include the mariquitas. Really, these are really the names of these unique ways of cooking this banana, the mariquitas, tostones, the plátano. And really, we did a nice just dip with local corn, avocado, coriander, lime, lemon, just simple edibles that are packed with a punch, full flavor, nothing to say. And you know, the bananas don't absorb the oils. So when you put it to this directive, you get, I like to include that in there, of the effort of the corn. So the nibble is for the pica-pica, for the crunch. It goes with a good beer. And then you drip a little healthy olive oil on the top. And you are on the way to a beautiful flavored tostones inside the avocado salsa. Whew. And the reason why, when you do that drop and you cook it with a can, it gets double sealed. And the double sealing seals in the juices in the inside. If you look at in the inside, it's so soft. And when you look in the outside, it's double crisp. So that just makes a whole dimension of banana fritters. And I mean, in its truest form, it's a fritter, but it's tostones. And the cumin changes the flavor profile of this banana because it's not sweet. See, I completely understand why the Latins can just munch on this all day. It's because it's so savory, not an ounce of sweet, and chewy and chalky and crispy and unique with the corn, with the avocado, with the cilantro. It's just, wow, guys. Simple pleasures like this make your day. You need a good beer, put your feet up in the couch, and voila, 20 minutes, you have your dish. Something simple, unique, get bananas. Gosh, so good. I'm really telling you, try tostones. And then, I'm gonna put that down. Let's talk about the mariquitas. Basically, it's a banana chip, right? But because of the method, in the time frame of how you cooked it, it's crispy, but it's not sweet. And it's nice enough that you can pick me up like this, right? Make it homemade. So many crunch layers. This reminds me of a tortilla. I kid you not. Tortilla, because it's so thin and perfectly cooked and crisp that when you bite into it, it's like a crust in itself. Very different from the tostones, because the tostones is like, you can linger with it in a mouthful in its chalkiness with its deep bite. This doesn't have a deep bite. This is more chip and more of like a base layer for anything that you can do with salsa. You can do this with beans, refried beans. You can do this with sour cream. You can do this with camarones, like just so many layers. And then, of course, you have the third flavor, which is the one of the cumin, and another savory. And the cumin had the skin. Now let's go back to that. The skin. I like the skin. Yep, exactly how I said. For me, the one with the skin tastes like a mushroom. You know when you eat the mushroom, it's got its outer bits almost leathery, but a nice addition to a flavor profile texture combined with the tostones. Let me taste it with the cumin. Okay, my favorite. I like everything with it, like another level of heightened flavor, another level of heightened spice. This did it for me. So choose which one does it appeal, which one appeals to you, or do all three from the same banana, right? So good. I'm ready to put on my favorite TV show, sit in front of a chair, and eat my tostones, my mariquitas, my plátano, and of course my salsa avocado with the local corn. Try. So good.
Anyone Can Cook and WWF have a collaborative partnership in a home sustainable cooking series called Kawali-Kasan. It is our hope and intent to be able to communicate, to educate, and to raise funds and awareness for the food bank and to help those in Donsol, Sorsogon. We would like to appeal to the audience to please support the Kawali-Kasan episode, which is a home sustainable series that is done in partnership with WWF and Anyone Can Cook. Here are ways to donate. Please log on to bit.ly/KateWWF to further feed those in the food bank, as we have fed 87,000 people so far, and we would like to continue feeding. Thank you for all your support.